Hello, everybody, and good morning from down under. My name is Bobbie Richardson, and I'm coming live to you from Australia. So I am a channeler and a seer, and I have seen many things all my life, and I'm not just talking within my mind. I'm also saying that I have actually had visitations from many beings throughout my life. My mum had exactly the same gift, very similar to Alison Dubois from the Medium, if you've ever seen that show. And I had to learn how to navigate through that gift. But that only took me till the age of about 50. And the last 5 years, I have been I don't see as much as what I did before in the past, because they wanted me to channel. And so I started live and started to channel, and now here I am. So hey Lulu, good to see you. I'm excited about August as well. See what's coming up for August, since it is the first here in Australia, where before most people, in Europe anyway. I'm really feeling like they did say call it beyond limitations, and that is because in August, we're really feeling like this is a good time for everyone to push the limits or change the way that they do things, just go that little further than what they have. So, for instance, you were fighting, you were used to fighting a certain subject or whatever. Instead, try walking away, or you're not showing your unique self. They want you to bring that out and show your unique self this month. Just step forward and be. But when you do that, they want you to support yourself no matter what, 100%. And if somebody comes up to you and says, "Oh, what are you doing?" Just go, "I'm happy. This is who I am. I love this. I love this part about me." Start to embrace who you are, because we want to go beyond the limitations of what we've been programmed to do in the past. And this is a good month to just step into that cycle and see where it actually takes you. It might take you to some people dropping away, and it might take you to more people, different people coming into your life. It could be that the ones that are with you understand and get you, and really actually were waiting for you to step forward. I'm going to take that card. And that's, you'll start to see the true authentic self of you coming out, and in reflection, the people that are surrounding you being there for the right reasons, not because they are struggling themselves, and only reflecting everything that you're struggling in yourself. So that's a good thing. Hey, Callie. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Matt. Good to see you. Oh, yay. Matt's back. Sky. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay, I'll just see what this card is first. It was the first card that pulled out. So we have the Five of Cups. We have the Five of Cups, and we have the Queen of Wands sliding in on its side. Now, just that Queen of Wands sliding in on its side is reminding me of... they keep bringing up the stream that I had, that they were showing me this trail that I was to lead, well, not to lead, but to move, to go find all these, what do you call them? Breadcrumbs, to moving ourselves through the storm and out of the storm and into a higher dimensional frequency. And in the end of it, there was 4 of us that jumped on this kind of a funny craft thing, or it was just where we sat, and it was almost like an entertainment ride from one of those theme places. And there was 4 of us. So in other words, we had to be very balanced within ourselves and grounded, and, working with the etheric as well as what we were with the logic, as well as we were the outer and the inner, and all of that in an equal way. And in the dream, we flew across, following a river. That's right, following a river, and the river became more and more turbulent, but we were kind of just tipping over the the tops of it. And then the very last swing of it, it was like we skidded into this higher frequency. It's just like landing just on Earth again. But what had changed wasn't something outside of us. What had changed was our perception and how we feel about us. And that in itself would be the grounding of a utopia, your utopia on this earth. The fifth, the higher dimensions, is you stepping into your authentic self, and then in reflection that becomes. And that's when I saw this Queen of Wands sliding out on its side, what I felt as we are moving towards it. It's almost like we're there, but now we have to stand up, and we might feel a bit wobbly. We might feel a bit, oh my God, what are we doing? I'm now reacting a little different than what I am. What happens if people don't get me and who I was, in the past, and then they think that I should be this feeble person, or they think I should be someone who would never stand up for myself, or that sort of thing is starting. We're being asked to follow through on what we have learned about who we are. We will soon find that if we start looking at the past and bringing it through as we were before, because we thought it was a safe haven of how we perceived ourselves in the world, then we will soon find those cups falling over very quickly, and we will realize, no, this is not where I want to go. I'm going to start to stand up for myself, and I'm going to focus in on me being the powerful, magnificent person that I know I am. I'm not listening to them anymore. And you, in an individual self, you know your own power, you know your own strengths and who you are from the inner, that you've been hiding and keeping to yourself, right? Out of fear of how that's going to look, the uniqueness of you. And the Three of Swords came up upside down. So it is literally taking the pain that we had in the past, all of those struggles that we had in the past, and we are turning it upside down and saying, I'm going to use that pain as my guide to becoming the strength that I'm stepping into, to be able to stand up in this higher frequency of knowing myself in a better way, in understanding myself in a better way. And I'm going to stand up now and say, this is who I am, and I'm not going to allow somebody to knock that down, because I'm the strength of my own bucket, my own bottom of my bucket. And that means you can fill it then. You can fill it with all the stuff that you love, and you don't need somebody else to hold your bucket together or tell you that you're useless, and then everything just falls through and you feel you're as sad and as depressed as what they are, where they've been hiding it and just projecting their sadness onto you. So big month this month, really, for a transition period of getting used to your new self and who you truly know you can be. And it's only a very start. It's only the very beginning. It's like a seedling just cracking open out of the earth. It's like very fresh, very vulnerable, but the strength is there. The understanding is there. The wisdom of self is there. It's that important to take that back and understand who you are. Okay, so those cards, let's see what these cards have to say. Oh, thanks, Cherie, for that. Yesterday's video was so good. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm starting to also step into my power as well as we go along, and it's interesting. It's interesting where it's taking me. Okay. And I loved that video too. It was good. It was a lot of work, to tell you the honest truth, but I don't see it as work when I'm doing it, although by the end of it yesterday, I got back from my day-to-day job, my normal job, and I was exhausted. And I fell asleep. Okay, see what's happening for July. End of July. See what's happening for August 2023. August. Okay, so they're also bringing up that there's many signs that's going to come forth from here on in. Things that are going to be found, ancient artifacts, crop circles, things that people are going to look at differently than what they would have in the past, where somebody was trying to, a masculine was trying to portray what everything was to keep everything fitting into his limitations in his box. And now we are going, no, we are more than that. So when we do trip up over certain artifacts and things, we're going to see beyond what we thought it was. That was just a material thing that was used like a caveman sort of thing. That we're going to start to see beyond that. So there's all this other new archaeology. They're calling it spiritual, no, not spiritual archaeology, but it is spiritual. There will be a new name. That there's all these new jobs that's going to come forth because of our understanding of our true authentic self, bringing in the intuitive side and understanding we're more, that we can connect and find wisdom outside of books. And so with that being of equal standing as the logic, in the material world, we're going to start to see more. Oh gosh, I can see another video coming out of that. And I'm sitting here holding this card, right, while I'm shuffling. It didn't fall out, but I'm holding it, feeling this whole prophet thing. And I'm holding this card, Prophet and Ancient Seers, Decisions, Predictive Guidance. So here I am, like guiding you guys with this channeling while I'm holding the actual seer. And who am I? I'm a seer. So funny. Any case, so we are going to have this a better understanding of things to come, because we are going beyond the limitations. And it's through seeing through a new perspective. It's not limited anymore. And yes, it can get a little crazy out there with people who are just trying to fabricate things but don't really feel them. They're just spouting out of their mouth, blah, blah, blah. I know this. But really they haven't felt any of that. And you as your authentic self will feel that. You'll start to see through the deceptions, through the lies, and start to understand who you are in relation to these people. If you are caught up in their circle, then there might be something that you're lying about yourself, that you're actually more powerful than what you're saying you are, and that sort of thing. So just be aware of that. We are only reflected with the things that we how we feel about ourselves. So the more that you acknowledge the truth within you and the power of you, the more that you're going to see through anyone that is lies and deceptions. And they might not be doing it on purpose. They might be doing it, because they're living in this fabricated world of gaining money and respect through graspiness. And that's how they've been taught. So they're still to learn. But the more that we can see through it, and then the more that we can come back to our authentic self, then we can charge forward in these higher frequencies of really feeling into the truth, really understanding. And anything that comes from intuition, it has to be felt at a core level of oneself. It's not something that you can just fabricate with the imagination and pretend that it's actually there when it's not even been felt. Okay, let's go on with this. So they're telling me with this card, we're literally learning, especially those that are doing the work, and the people that watch me are doing the work. We're learning to become our own prophets and our own ancient seers. We're learning to step into that power, and that is there for everyone. As a human, we have both sides of our brain. We're here. We're all capable. They're bringing me to when I was working with an elder, and she could talk to me telepathically. And I thought to myself, wow, she has the exact same brain as everyone else. She's human. She's just been taught different. She's been brought up different. She was brought up by her elder, and to see beyond the limitations. And so we all have that capability to be able to do that. Because why? Because we have two sides of our hemispheres of our brain, and one of it is not being tapped into at all. You rig it up to a science thing, where they put all those little dots all over your head and, measure what part of your brain has been used, and it will always be the logical side has been used more than the right. That's because the program that was pulled over us to only look outside ourselves for our true worth and understanding. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, well, it's so funny because they're sitting on the couch going, I haven't had any messages this time. And they're like, yeah, you're going to tell a story. Okay, so here's the story. The next card that just fell out was connections, partnerships, contracts, and commitments. So yes, this is to do with the more that we step into ourselves, the more that we're going to align ourselves with others that are understanding us, and not just you will feel them as a soul tribe, which is in momentum flowing. They're showing me like soul tribes can sometimes come in, even if it is for the benefit of yourself. They can come and go as well. Don't hold on to anything. Allow things to expand and go in as we go along this journey. Walk through this path as if you are the one that is carving the next step. You are the one that's making the next bridge. And then these people will come in and out of your life and gift you what instead of showing up as the ones that are showing you where your weaknesses are, they are going to show up and show you where your strengths are, where you can take this even further, where you can be can actually be a treasure on this planet, working with them for even sometimes they could be in your life for the rest of your life, sometimes just for a short while. Just remember, it's not always it's like the logical mind needs to predict exactly what's happening, so it limits us with this has to be this way, a soul tribe member has to be this, and they have to live with me for the rest of my life. And if they don't, then you're like sitting there feeling dumbfounded. The bottom of your bucket is fallen through and you feel really, what? Because you've already put in this limitation. Don't put any limitations on anyone or anything. Just allow things to flow and trust who you are, that you'll always be guided towards your more authentic self, more and more and more. This higher dimension is that it goes beyond what the logical mind can handle. What else has popped through? So we have the shamanic healer as well, cleansing and attuning. And I'm feeling this shamanic healer is coming in, is you taking the healing back yourself. It's you saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I know I need to fix this within me. I can't look outside myself anymore. I've got to look within myself. We all have this shamanic healer within us. Our body, physical body knows how to heal itself and knows how to if you get a cut, talk about a cut. I just got a cut the other day from Penny. And when that happened, right, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, but then it heals itself. It knows how to heal itself. The body has an understanding of how to do this, even without not put anything on it, no bandage, no cream, no nothing. It's healing itself, right? And the same goes for who you are and your mind. You have the ability and the capacity to heal thyself. You have the shaman within you because that is part of you. And how do we heal our hearts and our minds and everything? We move towards what we love. We move towards what makes us happy. Our soul will then come through us and fix the issue that we have, because we are moving towards what makes us happy, and the soul then wants to reside in the body. It doesn't want to leave, so it then has this healing ability within us. If the soul is recognizes love within us and we are moving towards love, then it will want to stay here. It's only when we get this anxiety or depression from the logical mind trying to predict and hold on to problems and all that sort of stuff, limitations, and keep us small, that our soul's like, no, I'm bigger than this, and I don't want to be in this reality anymore. I want to leave. And so the love of the soul, which carries a spark of in ourselves, will try to leave, and it will try to cause a problem within us, and whether it be mental or a physical problem. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else comes up with these cards, right? They've got these they've chosen these powerful decks. So I'm just going to go with this. I have a kitten scratch accidentally in here. We're two twins moving in the same path, Mary. Okay. Let's see what else goes. Let's see what else is coming through for us to do for August. So there's a lot of shifting and changing around within myself. You will feel vulnerable. Don't be too hard on yourself. Allow things to just go along on its path that it's supposed to go along, and but allow. In other words, also allow gifts to come and opportunities to come in, where before we would have been, there's kind of like a fear of not feeling worthy enough. And so any opportunity that really did show itself, we would have seen as something that disguised as a lie or something, and so we wouldn't have taken that opportunity. And the funny thing is, because you're feeling unworthy, the opportunities that you did take hold of are the ones that are the lies. And it's not until we step into our self-worth and self-empowerment that we actually will see the real opportunities that are coming in, and that's why the gifts are going to start flowing our way for the future. These cards are really stiff. I'm just wondering, no, I'm not taking those. I feel like it's just they're falling out because I'm not shuffling very well. See if we can shuffle this sideways. That's better. Okay. Please give us anything that we need. Connections. Here we go. As soon as I say connections, the visionary, awake. With an intuitive perspective, I see the bigger picture. So August is all about stepping into the bigger picture here. We're embracing who we are. We're becoming the magnificent. They're bringing up another dream within me. Remember that dream? So in this dream, early 2000s, I still felt worthless within myself. Actually, pretty much until recently, I'm only starting to shift that worthless feeling myself, funnily enough. And it's changing everything. But in this dream, they gave me a golden green dress, and it was very much like this dress, but it had green through it as well, which is to do with healing and needing to heal thyself. Also, emeralds. They're talking about the Emerald City. Anyway, so within this dream, when they handed it to me, I just went, nah, I can't wear that. That's too much. That's too beautiful. I can't wear that. That's like me saying I'm more than everyone else, that sort of thing. And now they know damn well if they gave me that dress in my dream now, I would be putting that dress on. Total difference, totally different. And that's what they want us to move towards, taking back our power, but also seeing that bigger picture, understanding that everything has been showing us the path, whether it be something negative or something positive coming into our life. It was all showing us the path back to our magnificence. Okay, Alice in Wonderland, see what you've got for us. Hey, Liz, good to see you. Whew. Okay. So we have impossible things. Wow, isn't this incredible? We've got prophets and ancient seers, the visionaries. We have shamanic healers. Wow, August is bringing in huge changes, guys, really beyond the limits. So this is impossible things. Working through disbelief, imagination, imaginative leaps, fresh perspective again. See the bigger picture with an intuitive perspective. It's same, totally different decks, same message, even the similar colors. We've got the golds and the purples here. And what is purple? Royalty. Well, royalty within yourself. You are the queen and the master. You are the queen of your own reality. You are the master of your own reality. Impossible things, working through disbelief. Imaginative leaps. Learning to use our imagination appropriately for us to carve the path that we truly wish for in our reality. To ground the utopia that we feel within ourselves that we want to ground. It doesn't have to be the same as everyone else's. This is your utopia. What do you really want to see in your reality come to fruition? Take something small if you have to. Take something small and say, I'm just going to see if my logical mind can handle this. Because remember, no matter what, with the imagination, the logic has to have agreed to it for it to be grounded into this reality, for us to actually go and physically do the action, to trip up over the right people, to move turn the right corner, to see who we need to see, to bring it into fruition. To actually get the money that we need for, or the abundance that we need for it to be grounded, if we need money for it to be grounded, or whether, just for our logic to let go enough for our intuitive magic and gifts to come through. Either way, the logic has to agree, because the logic will stop it otherwise, and then it will just be a fleeting imagination over there, a dream that you can never really attain. So this is all about learning to use our imagination again appropriately. We're no longer letting, turning on programs that someone else is programming us with, watching, things that are on TV and stuff that just keep on in a reel of fight and flight and survival. We're learning to create no more flight and survival. We're learning to see ourselves as the creator of our own path and move that way. Okay, so I like that came out. How cool is that? Like even the prophet and seer, all of these three cards are golds and purples or lilacs or purples. Royalty colors. We're stepping into our feminine side. And that's why there was a passing of a certain queen, because it is now time for us to take our queendom back, our individual knowing of who we are. And she was there to teach us the power that we didn't take ourselves as well. Okay. Everything has its place. It doesn't matter how you see it, how you perceive it. Everything in your life is there for a reason, for you to show you a path of your true magnificence. Here we go into the Osho cards. Hey, Debbie. Thanks for liking, Liz. If you guys can like and share and subscribe or whatever, it would be fantastic. It would help a lot. I know that eventually I will be getting out there because that's my job, but it would be really nice to have a breakthrough. That is so funny. Breakthrough, but it did come in reverse. That is because there is a breakthrough, but we are so vulnerable in this breakthrough. So just be very gentle on oneself with where we're moving towards. It's like they keep on showing me that little seedling like coming out of the ground, how it's bent over like that when it first comes out. It's like that. It's like in August we are rising above the limitations of the grounded earth. We're no longer just the roots of this reality. We are going to sprout into something where we can flower, where we can create something beautiful. And what do flowers do in the wind and leaves do in the wind? They fly off. They have an expansion, where a tree, if it doesn't have any flowers, it stays still. It is still and it won't move. And that's literally what they're showing me. Humanity's consciousness has just stayed still. And that's because of, all of this. We couldn't move because we couldn't see past our own mask. We couldn't see past the illusion of the politics that was going on, the politic card. And so now, if the tree sprouts the beautiful flowers, the wind can take the petals, and then the petals go on a journey, or the seeds go on a journey, and then they drop somewhere else and they can create something new and beautiful. So this is where humanity's consciousness is. We're coming out of the grounding, which is the logical masculine mind, and we are starting to emerge into creation, into creating our own reality. That's very cool. I like that. Let's see what else anyway. I'll show you what to say. It's just incredible. Look at all the just guidance. And here we go again with the golds and the purples, right? But we also have the greens here too. And the same with these cards, all golds and greens and purples. I forgot to say greens. That's true. We are being asked to put on the authentic dress that we are. We're being asked to put on our magnificence and start to shine, stand in our power, be humble, but be truthful to yourself. Know that everyone is your reflection. You are the guiding light for others then, where in the past you had guides helping you. Your intuition was sneaking past the logic and saying, hey, go see this video. Hey, go do this. Go watch this person. Now you're taking this power back. You're learning to take it back and become self-sufficient in your own right. And yes, that was what was coming up in the last video that I had with, because I met oneness in 2020, and I wanted to share that part of that experience, not all of it, to help others understand the spark within their own divine self, and where we can take this. So go have a look at that video if you haven't seen it. But we are certainly stepping into way more power. Look, it's on the bottom of the deck. We've got the Fool card. The Fool is somebody who says, it doesn't worry me what anyone else thinks. He's so carefree. He's like, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'm following my heart. See, he has the flowers in his hands, like he's just falling for the girl that he really loved. And he doesn't care anymore what everyone else says. He's decided to follow his heart. And when we've already supported who we are and we follow our heart, we can only bring ourselves to a beautiful place because we know who we are before we jump. And it is literally saying we're not jumping as a fool jumps foolishly. We are jumping because we have already taken our power back. And that in itself means that we are carried. And then bringing me back to another dream that I've had, where I was lying on a cliff and I turned into many dots. And I could see myself. I was not my body anymore. I was little dots. And then I reformed back again. And this is what humanity's consciousness is going through. We are breaking up everything. So you'll see outside, what do I even trust? What do I even believe anymore? Because they want us to break up the illusion of what we thought was real. And so everything looks chaotic in that moment. And then I looked over and I saw myself as this beautiful goddess. And then she turned and smiled at me, and I scrambled to the edge of the cliff because she jumped off. She was the fool that jumped off the cliff, but she was so empowered. And when she jumped, there was nothing that was going to catch her, but all these butterflies came in, giant butterflies, and just carried her, and she just floated floated on down into this golden, beautiful place. I actually painted that. I painted the painting years ago of that ring. And this is where we're going, guys. We are learning to jump off our own proverbial cliff into our own empowerment. And August is going to awaken this in us. We are the world in reverse. It is the world within you. It is the world within you. We are no longer just seeing the world as an outer thing that we cannot control. We are seeing the world within us, and we can control what's within us. It's a whole new perspective that's coming to light here. I can literally feel this shift, like from last week to this week. It's incredible, actually. Yeah. So July, they're saying to be in gratitude of July and whatever happened. Be thankful for July and whatever happened. We have the mind in reverse. The mind needs to be let go of. The mind needs to be stopped. All the chitter-chatter in his mind is literally, it looks ugly. Like, this is literally what humanity has been going through. My God, my mind's telling me crap's going to happen again. It happened in the past. It's going to happen again. We are being asked to let it go. Let it go. And it came out with the inner voice, complete opposite of what the mind is. The intuitive feminine side is going to the imaginative side of yourself, is going to create and carve a new reality, a new path. The feminine side is here to create. The masculine side is here to ground. If the masculine side tries to create, it will only create what has happened in the past and project it again into the future. It will go round in circles. It cannot create. That we need to stop with this logical mind taking over our ability to carve a new path and start listening to our imagination again to carve this new path. Listen to our inner voice. And the card that come out with that is the innocence card. Be childlike, not childish. Be childlike. This is a master, and he will step into childlike because he wants to see the beauty in the world just like a child would when we first came here, and the magic of what we could be. When I was a little girl, I was only 2 years old. I had my first channeling experience when I was 2 years old. I didn't realize it at the time. I was so excited. I was outside, and it was like they channeled through. It's your thoughts that have to shift. You can create something new with your imagination. I literally remember having that channel through me when I was 2. I ran inside to tell my mum. I was so excited. Mum, we can shift the story. She was angry at the time, and I hadn't fueled my own bucket of self-worth at all. I was only 2. So she was like, go away. I don't want to listen to you. And then I just ran into my bedroom. I still remember grabbing my quilted blanket and going, I will never forget this. And I just went down this darker path, losing myself from that point on. But the lesson here is that we have this capacity. When we were little, we knew more than what we thought. Yes, I probably came in with more of my soul and felt vulnerable for it, and others didn't. But everyone has the same capacity as I did. Everyone has a soul. Everyone has the right and left hemisphere. And everyone has the capacity to shift their reality using their imagination. So there is nothing special about this. This is just us coming back to our authentic self. Wow. Okay, so I will choose an animal card, and that means that we can then open up the chat bar for a couple of free readings here. See where I can help you guys on your path. And me and my team, I'll just pack up these. So if you say yes, please, on the side there. Or thanks, or whatever you want to say. Which ones am I going to use? Which ones am I going to use? Interesting. I think I'm still going to use the Osho. Yeah, for this free chat bar reading. Don't forget I do channeling too on Thursdays. So I just open myself up to pure channeling. Don't use the cards at all. And we see what messages come through for the channeling, which honestly, I only do cards because I think it's fun, right? And I think that you guys think it's fun too, but I certainly don't need them. Sandy, you've answered all I was asking myself beautifully. Oh, that's so cool. Thanks, Sandy, for that confirmation. If you do think of a question, just ask. Debbie, let's go for this. Okay, Debbie. Debbie, I still feel that there's something within you that might feel a little bit unworthy, like there is a feeling of closed, kind of a closed off of stagnation within yourself. That's just what I'm tapping into, though. It's like a comfort blanket that you've held on to, a perception of yourself that you've held on to as a comfort blanket that if once shared, you will find, you can breathe again, you can be you again. Yeah, there's something there that might come up. Oh, look, its morality card has come into play. So it could be something stemming from like way back, like even before you were born. You might have come in here with this kind of, and I literally could feel this card. It's kind of like something that your ancestors have held on to as a limitation of themselves to overprotect themselves so that they wouldn't feel so vulnerable in this masculine world. And you are here to shift it. So you still have that within you. And once you shift it, once you find it and shift it, you will free them as well. There's something, otherwise the problem is it's only a quick reading, right? And I can really get into it. But there is something there that has something to do with a limitation on the feminine side of yours, or the intuitive side of yourself, of where's it, and that might take me to something that's going to get me persecuted or told off or made me feel small. And so I'll hold on to this comfort blanket of covering it over, but there's a power behind this. There's a power behind you. There's a power within you that it's wanting to burst forward. Maybe August is something that's going to show you this so that you can actually shift it. And when it comes up, it might be a little discomforting. Might not be comfortable when it happens, but then it will be an absolute blessing when it's shattered. Yeah. Okay. Who else have we got here? Lulu. Lulu. That's such a nice name. It's easy to say. Lulu. Cute. It puts you in a happy mood. Okay. Lulu. Anything coming up? Postponement in reverse. So something that you were stopping yourself from doing is now going to be, it's not that you are going to push it forward. It is more that you are going to, that it feels right now to do this. There's something that you were postponing and you're waiting for a specific time for you to do it, but you didn't want to do it because it didn't feel right. And now it is cleared enough. There's something that's cleared enough in you to see past this window, the grey window, and now you're starting to see color. It's the same subject as what you were doing before, but what you were stopping before, but now you feel freer to do it, and follow that. Just because sometimes we'll say, no, I'm not going to do that. No. And then we go through a clearing and we shed something. Didn't even seem to be anything to do with that. And then just because we've shed that or cleared that, when we look at the problem again, it feels like color. It feels colorful. See how it's gone from black and white to color, depending on what perspective and what window that person looked through. So postponement is in reverse because it's time for you to start moving forward with whatever you weren't moving forward with before, due to not being in the right vibration or meet for it to expand. So there's something going on there for you, Debbie. That was so accurate once again. Oh, yay, Debbie. Okay, who else have we got here? Mona, yours just flew out. Rebirth. So really August, this is so August, right? Here's the lion, the lion going, rawr, I know who I am. You might actually find in August that you are starting to rawr, but just remember that the rawr will only take you to a certain place. You need to just, if you go too forth with pushing other people into doing what you want to do, bring it back to I am okay to be humble, and I am powerful enough to be humble. It is the power isn't within the lion. The power is within the innocence of self, of saying that we are humble enough to be innocent, to move through this life without being the screaming nature that we feel that we should be. The power, the true power comes from feeling innocent within ourselves and moving through our life like that. So yeah, there's definitely a rebirth happening for you. Okay, Holly 8222. Holly 8222. Holly, you just got to keep an eye on the time. Ooh, oh my gosh, everything wants to fall out for you, Holly. I'm not going to take all of that. There was 2 cards that flew out over there. Yep, okay. I want me to take that for you. So we've got harmony. But it's in reverse. So literally trying to find harmony within oneself. Once you find harmony within yourself, there's the traveling cards come out. So traveling card, it means that wherever you go to next, it's going to be delightful. It's going to be good. It's not a bad thing. It can mean a physical traveling, like you're actually physically going somewhere, or it can mean an inner traveling where you are starting to find freedom within yourself, starting to find that who you are is harmoniously feeling freer and moving towards where you really want to go. Yes, there's a harmony that you need to look for within yourself in August. It's going to expand your reality. Yeah. Okay, so who else have we got here? Okay. Thank you, Lily. Thanks for all the thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. Rosie H. Don't forget, I do one-on-one readings as well. So the link is down below on my website. Just go on my website. In my intuitive counseling readings, I tap into your soul, find out where you're going. I can use cards or not use the cards. Doesn't matter. Rosie, guilt's coming up for you, so there could be an opportunity to release guilt. You might do something that you thought, I would never do that again. And then you go do it and you're like, oh, I feel guilty. But was it really your fault? Or did you take on somebody else's guilt? Did you take on somebody else's guilt and then project it as your own because you always want everyone to do the right thing as you would do the right thing. And if you ever see that kind of little crack happening within you, then you start feeling guilty, even if it is somebody that projected the guilt onto you. There's something going on with guilt that you need to release. It is in forgiveness of ourselves that we release ourselves. We cannot change somebody else. We can only change our own feelings and how we feel about ourselves and our life and our reality. And then we can sit back and watch our reality bend to our will of thy consciousness. So there's something within your consciousness that you might feel a little bad about, or it might come up in August, and they're asking you to release it as quickly as possible. And that learning how to release it as quickly as possible is going to empower you, because then you're going to go, oh, I don't need to hold on to guilt anymore. I don't need to feel bad about myself anymore. I'm moving, I'm flowing through life from moment to moment. I'm no longer with my logical mind holding on to anything. And that means it's going to gift you this whole new reality that you can find strength in yourself, because you have the strength within yourself to release any guilt that comes up. And in doing so, you're also releasing your ancestors' guilt too. So remember, some things happen to us and we don't like how we acted in it, but we were pushed into a corner to stand up for ourselves or be somebody that we didn't like within ourselves. But that was only because we couldn't do it from a humble self. We couldn't, in that time frame, in that manner, and how you knew life in general. It couldn't be done that way. So release the guilt of it. It's okay. Wow. Okay. Who else have I got here? Sky. Very quickly, Sky, you have silence. So on August, the more that you can silence that logical mind, the more that you can silence your mind is going to open up your intuitive knowing and your ability to be able to find wisdom outside of a book. Wisdom that's going to come through you, and understanding. It's like an aha moment when you find this point of clarity that's connected to your soul. It's like, it literally is like a cup of tea is a cup of tea. It's like an absolute knowing. And there's something there that they want to bring through to you, but your logical mind is playing games too much for you to actually have this gift come through. And it's not even a gift, it's actually you and your authentic self coming back into alignment. So there's something going on there for you. And I do a quick one for Joe too. Joe, experience. We all know that you love going outside into nature, but there's something more valuable happening for you in nature. I literally do see you. They're bringing up the book that I wrote. It's a kid's book. It's called Jonar and Kitty, the Timekeepers Void. It's this one here. And in this book, there was a place where Jonar could take hold of the tree, and then he put his hand on the tree and he went in between the bark for some reason, and then he merged into another world. He actually literally became into this other world, and he could feel this other world through the tree. He could feel the tree, and in the world there's some wisdom or magic coming for you through the trees, through the ground, there's something that's going to be gifted to you, an understanding, and it's a feeling. You'll get it from a feeling point of view. Oh my God, this is for real. These beings are really here. I can feel them. There's something there that's trying to come through you. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that, guys. So if anyone wants a one-on-one reading, then go and have a one-on-one reading with me. And until next time, which is Thursday, and any other videos that I pull through, I'm trying to do even more, and I might be going on Rumble. So I'm just trying to figure out where this is all taking me from my happy self. Love you guys heaps. Bye.